Welcome back to episode 3, websites, CMS. Hopefully I'm moving across the screen with you. It's not just about creating, is what it says. Website, CMS, it's not just about creating. Oh, man, so this series has gotten sort of, I'm not gonna say popular, but there's been a lot of interest in it because again, a lot of what we are running up against is trying to retrain people how to even purchase a website, right? A lot of times it's purchased as if it's a service, right? We do this, we design like this, we will move your site over, whatnot. But again, the underlying technology is still a technology not built for multi-location, not built for the permission hierarchy. And of course, what we're talking about in this series, not built for AI. And so this is part 3 in that series. And again, who we are, I'm Mark Michael, CEO, co-founder of DevHub. We've been in this game for almost 20 years, 19 plus years, websites for all types of brands from international, national, local, but again, corporate to local, all of it. You can look us up. We've been around. And again, what's new is that we are direct to brand and we are solving this AI battle for brands with DevHub's CMS technology. So again, the evolution of websites, how it has been today. We've been in the background innovating since the beginning to where we're at, obviously, with AI, and we are bullish on the fact that CMS can mean websites and can mean DevHub, aka is your brand on DevHub or are you on something else? Because when you're with us, the promise is it's the last website you will ever need. And so again, how we've been innovating the CMS for 20 plus years at this point, 19 plus years at this point. And again, typically today when a website is purchased via an agency, it's no different than, the old adage of buying a car, right? Which is the day you roll off the lot, it's the day it went down in value $2,000-3,000. Same with how websites are purchased today. You purchase the website, it's old the second you launch it, right? Again, with DevHub, it's a product, it's a SaaS model. We're constantly innovating the product so you don't have to think about the website ever again. And so what happens is there's this idea of this publishing trap, right? So again, when people think about the CMS, it's like, okay, how am I going to easily spin up a page? How am I going to easily give maybe permission away to somebody to manage it? And again, it's like a lot of times when people are looking or evaluating a new vendor, it's, okay, well, how easy is it going to be to publish a page for how I had to do it before? Before I had to contact my agency, they had to help me publish it, whatnot. Or, right, hey, look, your website costs a lot, and now it's cheaper if you move to us. Again, we all know, right? The idea that something costs less doesn't mean it's better. And so again, by the way, I am so aware that there is a time and place to pay what it costs and the time to play where it might be the cheaper option. But for the race that we are in now, and it is a dead race for AI, for discoverability, for owning your brand's narrative, for that conversion funnel that's coming off of chat, like now is the time to invest in this one layer. And again, so obvious. And again, I'm humbled by what I learn every single day about even my own strengths in running this company is sometimes it is just the most obvious answer. And again, sometimes you do have to pay up, and you have to pay up because it's the right way to do it from day one, which sets that foundation in place. So again, the idea that look how easy it is to publish, look how cheap it is to operate, and then we can fix whatever's broken. This one kills me, right? Which is, again, moving from one agency to another agency. And unfortunately for the second or third agency, all they're doing is trying to fix what the other two did wrong, right? And again, because it's a borrowed platform, when they're trying to fix it, they can't actually do it versus DevHub, which is essentially the platform from day one, where there's records, there's logs, there's all the things to make sure that when you come over to us, it's all standardized from day one. And so while you might have invested a lot in SEO over the years, while you might have invested, into content, into different engineering integrations, different designs, all of that, it can actually get cleaned up when it moves to DevHub. Versus today, when you're like, well, we don't like this agency, we're just going to move to a different agency. They're going to run our whatever WordPress, Webflow, whatever it is, and they're going to fix it. It's like, damn, that sucks. They're already starting on a back leg. Versus when you come over to us, we can actually make it a seamless switch. Ultimately, the publishing trap between how easy it is, how cheap it is, and then that everything's just going to get fixed when it gets brought over, even though it's the same tech, versus moving it to a new technology, aka DevHub. It is, what does the CMS do though once you're live, once the page is live? How are you relevant in the age of AI? And again, what it is it comes back down to what we had talked about in the last video series, which is, again, keeping up with all the standards, right? At the product level, at the CMS level, right? Not the service level, right? Through an agency today, through a service that has to be done, but the actual product level of the CMS. How is Claude? How is ChatGPT? How are these programs actually looking at websites? Oh, it changed? Great. We have a whole product team that's innovating against that, right? And so, that discoverability, that visibility to all the models, right? Whether one day it's in your glasses, one day it's right here on this board or on your app on your phone, is how are they interacting with websites? We're looking at that every day versus an agency building your website and then being like, well, we built the website, and now you're kind of stuck within that framework. And so we talked about it, like I said last year, just to rehash it, right? So right now, some of the things that are happening within AI and what happens after you publish a website, again, has to do with, again, structured data from XML sitemaps to schema to LLMs.text to, again, the canonical no index tags and robots, and then, of course, accessibility. I mean, accessibility beyond just, ADA, but also accessibility of these AI agents, programs, interfaces to hit the site and be able to take the action, find the content, report back to the human, and then be able to take the action of booking so that it's native. Again, if you watch it today and a pop-up pops up and the AI agent wants to fill it out and it doesn't work, it just skips the site. So native integrations into it alongside of all the schema, alongside of all the structured data built into the CMS of today, your website becomes your AI strategy pretty fast. And so, again, how does that content get found, right? Is making it actually extremely easy for these interfaces to be able to read the site. And again, the saddest part is a lot of times in what we see is that, again, brands have invested years and tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars into SEO, and they were just being sold shit. They were just being sold content for the sake of content. We're going to sell you one page for every location every week. We're going to write it out, but it just never ranked, was never relevant, was never put into the CMS structure to be found by AI. And it's just like, man, how do you tell somebody who has 20, 40, 50,000 websites that, only 20 or 5 get traffic? They just don't believe it. And again, we use third-party tools, so it's not us telling you, it's just the data doesn't lie. That is what the data shows. And so, again, once it's published on a CMS built for the world that we're in today, aka like a DevHub or DevHub standard, your discoverability. So again, as we said, with DevHub, the website is the infrastructure to grow from. It's doing the basics ridiculously well. And let me just review my notes to make sure. Yep, AI. The second job of the CMS that most people underestimate is distribution. We did cover that. The CMS that treats the website as the final destination is living. The treats the website as the final destination. Yeah, today the website is one expression of your content, right? Yep. The way we think about it at DevHub is again that it is the infrastructure to grow from. That distinction is the whole game, right? The CMS that you choose, not the service you choose, the CMS you choose is what allows you to live in the world that we are all in right now. So when you think about your CMS, don't think about it as just a publishing tool. Start thinking about it as that content architecture built for AI. And how is it built? Remember, I showed you on that one slide, as well as in the video yesterday, the last time we did this, which is again, like, how are they thinking about it? Ask them. They're the technology partner. Service is different. That's why you need this technology. And those questions will change how you evaluate, and they'll change what you build. That's the whole series. And those three ideas that I think are under discussed, especially for brands that are growing, scaling, and trying to figure out how to win in a world where AI is changing every layer of the digital stack. If you found this series useful, subscribe, share it with your team, with your network, drop a comment. And with the biggest content infrastructure challenge you're dealing with right now, I'd like to know. So feel free to reach out, and I'll see you on the next one.